There are two quarterbacks that, in my opinion, have been overlooked and underrated. Number one is Tua Tagovailoa, the rookie quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. And, oh my gosh, I am so tired of people saying, Tua's injury prone or Tua's going to have a short career. It actually makes me want to go out and buy a Tua jersey just to say, suck it. Go ahead and doubt him. Now, I do think that Tua needs to do a better job of staying in the pocket and learning when to let a play die, throw the ball away. It's over. Stop fighting for more yards or trying to make a throw downfield. He got hurt in college when he was extending a play. But Tua is a franchise quarterback. Tua's a pocket franchise quarterback. He's a guy who needs to stay in the pocket. Tua's not a dual threat quarterback. But I strongly believe in Tua as a franchise quarterback moving forward. One of my favorite moments leading up to the NFL draft came from Nick Saban. Nick Saban, the Alabama head coach, he coached Tua in college. And if you look back in history, Nick Saban used to be the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And Nick Saban warned the Dolphins not to pass on Tua. He said, don't do it. Because remember, years back, when Nick Saban was the Dolphins head coach, he passed on Drew Brees because of injury concerns. He said, whether it was his decision or the doctor's decision or everybody, all the above parties, the decision was made in Miami to not bring in Drew Brees because of injury concerns, and Nick Saban was a part of that. And Nick Saban said, do not make the same mistake twice in Miami. Tua is legit. I'm all in. Me, Zach Schomler, I really believe in Tua as well. And I cannot wait for Tua to prove doubters wrong. Tua is underrated, underappreciated. The fact that there are voices out there saying Tua's going to have a short NFL career, he's going to get hurt, it's like, shut up. What do you know? I don't understand. I don't get it. Now, the other quarterback is also in Florida. It's Jaguars quarterback Gardner Minshew. I did a film analysis of Gardner Minshew last year in Jacksonville, and what I found, my question always is, what's the film say? And the film said Gardner Minshew was a better quarterback last year in Jacksonville than Nick Foles. Everyone believes in Nick Foles. Nobody seems to buy into Gardner Minshew, and yet Gardner Minshew, on the same exact team with the same exact players around him, Gardner was better. In fact, the Jaguars, committed to Gardner rather than Nick Foles. Yet people keep saying Gardner Minshew's not the answer. Maybe the Jaguars are going to tank for Trevor Lawrence. Now, I believe the Jaguars are going to have a bad year next year. I think they're going to struggle because their offensive, really, their roster, their players are not very good. They got a good quarterback. They got Minshew. That's about it. And I already know that people are going to come after Gardner Minshew, and blame him for the Jaguars' failures. It's just ridiculous. That's not true. The team around him is bad. But I want people to consider this. Gardner Minshew is $722,000 worth of a cap hit this year for the Jaguars. What that means is that he's insanely cheap. He's less than $1 million a year. The Jaguars are paying him. The Jaguars have a franchise quarterback on a really, really cheap rookie contract. And they need to take advantage of that. The Jaguars had better take advantage of that. And if you're a Jaguars fan, hold your franchise accountable. Because for the next 3 years, the Jaguars are going to be paying Gardner Minshew next to nothing. They got to take advantage of that. They need to build around him. Gardner Minshew makes good decisions. He's accurate. He's very mobile. He's a galvanizing leader. He plays well in big moments at the end of the game. Go watch the Broncos-Jaguars film from last year. Gardner Minshew was firing his teammates up. He's on the sideline rallying the troops, making plays at the end. They won at the end of the game. Gardner Minshew has that it factor, that silly thing you can't quite define, where at the end of the game, the hair races up in the back of his neck. He makes it happen. But I'm begging you, please, when the Jaguars struggle next year, don't blame Gardner Minshew. That's not his fault. Instead, build around him. Get better players, because the reason why you're struggling is not because your quarterback is bad. It's because the roster around him isn't good enough to win games anyway.